Chicos, empezó a escuchar pap, 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 pap y me explotaba los oídos. Ahora estoy entrando de vuelta a ver si no pasa más eso. Sí, está bien, está bien. Dale. Transmisión en vivo, dale. Ok, Lucas. Bueno, voy a esperar acá hasta que se me cargue toda la transmisión. Dale, que me van a matar. ¡No! No voy banana, voy más arriba que todos. ¡Ay! ¡Ay, otra vez! ¡Maldito jefe! ¡No! Uy, casi. Dale, que me cargue la maldita transmisión, dale. Dios, que se me... Bueno, por lo menos maté al jefe. Bueno, 10.000 por lo menos, ¿eh? ¿Qué? ¿Cómo lo maté? Dale, que se me ponga la transmisión, por favor. Otro maldito jefe, pero este tiene los ojos rojos. Dios, al mismo lugar. Vamos, lo maté. Bueno, ahora tienen los ojos rojos las hamburguesas. Dios, no me carga más, nunca más la de transmisión, Dios. ¿No será que estarán en la sala? Casi. Otro maldito jefe. Este está igual. No sé si tiene algo diferente. Yo no le veo nada. Bueno, la pizza está matando a todos. Dios, alta pizza es esta. Ahora si me la como me voy a llenar de grasa. Dale, quiero otro jefe que son más interesantes. Upa, casi muero. Otro maldito jefe, ok, dale. Este está igual, está igual. ¿Con qué? ¿Por qué tiran piñas las hamburguesas? La maté, taca, 38.700, 33.000. Wow, estoy haciendo muchos puntos, Dios, dale, transmisión de mierda, cargame. Tanto cuesta cargar una transmisión. Yo la hago así nomás. No. Dale, pizza, vamos. ¿Por qué está en el espacio? Es mi pregunta. ¿Por qué está en el espacio? Mierda, dale, 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 dale. Vamos. Dios, 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 no le puedo poner pausa, no le puedo poner pausa. Oiga, tenía hambre. Sí, perdón, eso. Soy mejor que en el verdadero juego. Soy mejor en esto que en el verdadero juego. Ni me di cuenta. Otro jefe. Este es el juego que Jonesy y Pili jugaron en el búnker. No. Bueno, 50.000 y estoy a punto de ir a 51.000. Ahí está. Ay, Dios. Vamos, jefe. No me carga más la maldita transmisión. No me carga más. Me mato a este jefe y saco esto y voy a ver si después me carga de vuelta la transmisión. Listo. Taca. Entro. Recién empiezo, dale. Que me cargue la maldita. ¡Ahí está! ¡Ahí no está!
And that's all Mongrel keeps doing.
Por
Now
fin.
he realizes how low he is on mass, decides it's time to stop full boxing and start just pyramiding when I can. That's the elimination though. that Mongrel needed to at least earn some more materials to make this next rotation even possible. No shadow bombs, no baller, no launch pad. Just his ability to out-aim his opponents and build with whatever materials he has left.
Perdón si les arruino la sensación de mirar esto por ruidos, porque yo estoy comiendo porque hoy no comí nada.
But here's the issue. Still not in the top 15, wants his extra placement points.
Voy a sacar mis auriculares así ustedes pueden escuchar bien. Y sin yo mordiendo y comiendo.
Mongrel would be shooting at where he is himself because of this positioning. Down to 5 HP, no shot, no builds left. Where Mongrel's skill comes in is in his ability to outbuild and out-edit his opponents. And unfortunately, with no builds, that's not possible.
Yeah, in those final moments, it's hard to tell if he did just scrape out the placement point, though. 3 players went down in quick succession. We'll find out when we check in with them later here. But Rozzy, who had the high ground and some impulses, is trying to chuck him out here. Maybe see if he can flush somebody out really quickly. Imagine if he lands one. It would be crazy. A little real for himself. He has the flint knock to get off of the high ground. If you guys are new to the Fortnite scene, you can negate fall damage with the flint knock. It's actually one of the most versatile tools in the game, or weapons. So here comes the AR, gets a nice little headshot right there, and Mitch goes down. And now it's off to build again as he's trying to save his high positioning here. He does have that flint, one flint to the body when you're in the high ground, and you're getting chucked off those builds.
Bye-bye.
Probably guaranteed to get eliminated at that point.
So Razy just more than happy and going back over all these old builds, so not even having to reinforce this. It's already fully built, it looks like brick and metal. Castery, Nork, Snowy, Finn, all on low ground. Razzy's having a time of their life up top. Top 5, so now the only placement points remaining come from getting a victory royale. As now Nork will build on out, staying ahead of the zone. 30 builds remaining. Good job holding these back edits. Here's this rocket launcher getting reloaded, and that is just a terrifying sound this late in the game. Big damage coming through. Shields have been shattered on this player up close. He's gonna have to push into this. And no, he's stuck. He's stuck. He's stuck. Oh no, he is stuck in Nork. Oh gosh. What?
It rotates back around into him, so Nork's now ahead of the zone. This is gonna give him another opportunity to stay in it. Can he win the exchange? Breaks the trap in time. Jumps out, and Castery goes from 200 to 0 HP. Nork is still in the game right now. It's a 1v1 situation with the low ground hold.
Chicos, esto no carga más, así que pues voy a jugar y listo. En directo, sí, las pelotas no carga. No me dispara. Ahí está. Por favor, que se cargue esto. Ya fue. Quiero que se cargue, pero no carga. Nah. ¿Qué? Se encuentra en el sótano de un plato de películas barato. Sótano de películas barato. Sótano de plato de películas esto no carga. Me voy a poner acá y me voy a venir justo acá para cuando empiece el directo. Ay, la transmisión de mierda. Que empiece, Dios. Dale, Dios. Me hago una kill con fusil y me completo una misión y subo de nivel. Ok, entonces voy a tratar de hacerme una kill con fusil. Están escuadrones, me parece. Yo estoy solito. Si acaso me voy a tratar. No trato. Caigo normal. Voy a jugar como si hubiera esto con una partida normal. Dios. Me voy a fijar si es que está solitario, porque la otra se murió de una. Capaz que o es que está en solitario de este modo, o es que ella no tenía, estaba jugando en no completar. No, está en escuadrones, pero igual yo voy a jugar así. Para entretenerme mientras empieza la partida. ¿En serio tan rápido? A ver. Puta madre, había cargado. Puta madre. ¿Qué? ¿La agarro? ¿Las dos?
Ya tuvieron mucha.
¿Me sacan los auriculares, porfa?
Sí, eso sí.
Dios. Me está haciendo calor. Voy a ir a dar vuelta a Pico porque me gusta mucho Pico Polar. Porque el monstruo se tuvo que llevar la mitad de Pico Polar. ¿Qué monstruo? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué fuiste tan malo con nosotros? Nosotros no te hicimos nada, solo te dejamos ahí y nos reímos de vos por justo. No te hicimos nada más, ¿por qué? Bueno, solo me están tocando cosas épicas. Solo cosas épicas me están tocando. Vendas que no quiero. Acá abajo no hay caja de munición, entonces voy al otro. Por favor que haya caído gente acá, así me mato a alguien con el fusil y me completo una misión. Otra Scar. Épica además. Cayó otra persona acá, ¿no? No, capaz que no cayó. ¡Que este es épico! Todavía más cosas épicas, ¿en serio? Ya fue un roto. Más cosas épicas todavía. Acá ya hubo alguien, me parece, porque vi una puerta abierta. Vamos, por fin algo legendario. Un barrel que... estoy en el punto, así que no necesito la greta. Pues no, nada acá, así que paso por acá, hasta acá. Me agarré esto. Voy a poner acá esto. Así después me voy con la grieta. No lo voy a desmarcar. Por favor, que haya alguien. No me quiero matar a alguien con el fusil. Vamos, otra cosa legendaria. ¿Sabes qué? Me voy a tirar por acá. No voy a agarrar todo. Pues al parecer fue el único que cayó en pico polar. Además que estaba tipo al principio de la trayectoria del autobús. Yo no voy a agarrar la grita. Upa, no, me quedé. Me quedé con 0 sorbetitos. Acá hay algo. No. ¡Ah! Dios, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué, Epic? ¿Por qué eso tan malo, Epic? ¿Por qué eso tan malo, Epic? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? No llego, Dios, Epic. ¿Por qué eso es tan malvado? Dios, Epic Games. Maldita sea. Ay, Dios, Epic. Puta madre, no sé cuál llevarme. No sé cuál llevarme. Si me llevo esto. Maldita sea. Tengo la bomba de sombra, así que puedo hacer el bug. ¡Sí! ¡Vamos! Para mí que me van a bañar si me ven así, me van a bañar, así que no sé, no sé. ¿Cómo? ¡Lo estoy rompiendo! ¿Qué? No quiero que me baneen o algo. No quiero. Nada, ¿sabes qué? No lo hago. Capaz que en otra partida lo hago. Pero es que a la vez no quiero que me baneen. Bueno, dale, mundo, agarre mi espada del infinito, por favor. Puta madre. Puta madre, agarre mi espada del infinito. Que agarre mi espada, alguien, por favor. Tengo una idea. Voy a hacer que alguien vaya para allá. Y yo voy a estar acá. Al que pase para agarrar mi hoja del infinito lo cago a palo. tratar de hacer de vuelta. No escuché a nadie todavía. Dios. Ay, no, agarraron una cercana. Puta madre. ¿Vale? Voy a ponerle la espada. Así. ¿Y el otro con la espada infinita dónde quedó? Vale, a ver, a ver. ¡Dios! ¡Vamos! Ahí viene alguien, ahí viene alguien. Ay, 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 ay. Y allá hay más. Todavía estuve todo el tiempo en la zona y nadie agarró mi espada al infinito. Ahí van, ahí van. Dios. La agarraron, mierda. Casi le doy. Mierda. ¡Mierda! ¡Mierda, mierda, mierda, mierda! ¡Mierda, mierda! Quiero que se muera la otra, quiero que se muera la otra. Dale, dale, mátenla, mátenla. Mátenla, coño. Coño. Madre. Ay, Dios. Dios. Quiero que me pase lo mismo. Quiero que me pase lo mismo de vuelta. Para mí que si no dejaba mi espada al infinito ahí, o sea, la dejaba en otro lugar, los tipos no me... O sea, si me quedaba ahí, los tipos no me veían. Aunque sí, el perrete me vio y yo le... no le di. Bueno, sí, como camuflaje. A ver, dale, dale. Ahí abro.
Para porque Lumita va a tirar todo, para.
the shotgun drop rates compared to the last solo week, but players are opting and carrying it a lot later and using it not only as the mobility component, which we've seen a lot more aggressively, like people pushing into boxes with Flint Knocks. We saw that last Victory Royale with it, and really enjoyed seeing the different types of utility. I know you were saying how it's probably one of the most versatile weapons. I'd argue probably second only to the heavy sniper in terms of that, just because the heavy sniper literally does everything at all points and times. But I mean, just with how good these guys are with the Flint, like I can pick up a heavy sniper and get a couple elims, like that's fine. Most of the players can because it's 150 the body, but these guys make the Flint Knock looks just so good.
I feel like the heavy sniper is the #1 weapon for assisting other weapons and getting eliminations. Rocket into a heavy snipe, even a double heavy sniper pushing in, take a wall, push in and shotgun. The Flint Knock has the movement mechanic on top of it, but it can't, like you said, it can't do things that the heavy sniper can do. You can't remove a wall with it on the spot. You can't chain it into other weapons. The Flint Knock, though, is you catch yourself with it. Both weapons, though, are crazy.
1A, 1B. How about that?
Yo, dale, se me traba ahora. Yo, dale, que no se me trabe.
Oh, yeah. No.
Movement here.
Por fin.
Advantages for late game, but that's not going to pay off right now. That is going to pay
Séptima
off.
tormenta
Carrera
en
goes down.
noveno.
Another one, the follow through finds Ghost on the move. Looking for the third. The triple gets it. Exon down. 4 eliminations now for Advise. Playing absolutely incredibly. The heads up right now. You'll love to see it.
Oh,
¿Qué está en la mundial del
well
juego?
done right there, and that was Sky up on the high ground. You saw him now just drop back down with a number of players going up, getting closer to that second placement threshold. Sky picks up Yassi. Nick the Beast also in this lobby, another player who we've seen constantly in the top 5, desperately trying to get a solo spot, because again, this is the last week. Casrola does get ticked over by that storm change. Again, 60 seconds if you damage someone. Random siphon coming through, and we're into the top 15 now with Airwalks on the mid-tarp and looking for more targets.
Imagine a situation you get a tag on someone and 50 seconds later they get eliminated by the storm. You get that siphon at just the right moment. Can be so clutch. The timing can be so important on that. 11 players left, 10 now as Sky goes down the feed. Swaggy picks one off. 6 eliminations for Airwalks. Push through this wall, find a player on the rotation from behind, back-to-back shots, takeoffs, gets eliminated. Airwalks picks up another one.
He's doing so well at finding people on the edge of the storm, getting next to him, and then just dipping out for a second. But the one thing you notice, he never dips out into the storm for longer than enough to take more than 1 tick. It does take a second to go through, and Majestic actually just picked up a triple of his own because of those storm changes. 1 player he elim, 2 got ticked over from the storm. That should be the player potentially up on the high ground, but now we our top
Sí, la
5
rompes más de lo que
airwalks.
está.
2 builds left, is running with that campfire now, but is sitting on 7 elims. Advise all the way up on the high ground. Majestic was on the low ground with Mick the Beast. Airwalks in the bottom right-hand corner, gets traded out by Mick the Beast. Zadek drops down in the shadow form. He's not jumping around, so the player doesn't know where he is. 80 to the body. Can he find it? Pushes through with a combat. Says, I don't need a pickaxe. I'll just take your wall anyway. Brilliantly done there, but now can he win the 1v1 from the low ground? Player is 1 box directly above him. He hears it. You see the fake ramps out. He goes up, edit off the side, takes the high ground, drops out on top of 1, 2, 3. He gets it.
Literally waiting till the last second. The fake out on the ramp with just, I think he had 1 build left at the last second. So he was literally the most efficient.
¡Oh, qué construcción! ¡Oh, qué construcción!
To move up a different ramp, throw the off, drop in from above. Excellent high ground take, excellent push with the combat shotgun, and the victory royale. You love to see it.
Well done there from Zadek now. You see Marcotte and Fool right on the edge of the zone. An intense little 1v1 right now. Trap does go down defensively. Fool saying, I'm having absolutely none of that. You can see he wants to try and get the materials that are there. Trap does get broken on the other side by Marcotte. And now you get a nice little box fight. So this is one of the things, if you want to learn how to get good at competitive Fortnite, learn to fight from a box. Blows the whistle, says it's time to go.
Blows the whistle, just signal the push. Honestly, oh, that's very funny. Push in there. Fool gets 2 taps
que no muera
there.
Pool.
The shotgun falls through a 92 crit. Gets in the elimination, double back, pick up the rest of that wood, anything that you can top off with. Shots coming in from the sides, gonna have to wall himself off, double air, and ops instead of popping the minis to shadow bomb, just because I think the fear of positioning there and exposure, maybe adding a little too much attention. Did take 1 more tap on the move, gonna have a chance to heal up. Meanwhile, the top of this hill, thick with players, where they stacked up trying to make rotation here. 41. Waxy there from the stream. Trick Pog rotating forward.
Crew also in the match was second last time we saw him there. We got a number of dual qualifiers over on the side there. Players looking to get their solo spot. You see Kuma using the stink to try and force the player forward and then editing out. Boom, there goes the second one, knowing they can't stack in volume. And Quadra, that one smells. Go get yourself a gas mask. Try and queue back up.
Good when you're sitting on 3 elims now, holding the edit. Just gonna try and peek on through, deciding to apply a little more pressure. Oh my gosh, the back-to-back. The stink bombs, very lethal, especially at this point in the game. You have to realize these players understand if there's people that were caught rotating, got tagged up significantly, and didn't have the ability to heal, as will be the case quite often in games like this, where you have so many people in such a tight space, there's a good chance that people that are boxed up in front of you are potentially missing HP, maybe some fall damage, maybe they got hit by multiple people on rotation. They could have been, I mean, we even saw a Shadow Bomb player get shot just moments before that, and we're about 50 HP. That is a good opportunity to just chuck the stink in there, maybe do an HP check, see if they're low, and in this case, it pays off. 2 eliminations with basically no effort. And as you said before, we're looking to get the player count down to 30 before that storm surge goes away. We're sitting at 38 above for Dave, 32 players left, so 2 more need to go down.
Oop, boxes the baller in. The baller is going to just boost right on out, says I want nothing to do with that. Now you can see on the side, Dave getting another tag there. You see that threshold number also going up. Needs to be conscious. He left that edit open, but the player, because his back is to the storm, isn't going to have time to take shots towards him. So well played from Dave. Other player pushes it, and Tripburn from Singularity kind of caught a little bit there. Seemed like he was going for an aggro play, but
I think potentially he expected Dave to not look back because, the catch. Good grab there. Tripburn, I feel like was thinking, okay, Dave's not looking at me. I'm just going to step out. I have the angle. I'm going to take the shots from this side, and ended up kind of getting clapped very quickly. Dave's reaction, rotation down there. I'm not sure how to say that name. I'm just going to put that out. It looks like a sneeze. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm not even, I normally even try and attempt on that, but we're in the top 25. Let's pay attention to the rotations. As you see, a number of players playing billiards there on the low ground. Crew up on the high ground. You have WGS Jag, the player from South Korea, playing over in Europe right now. This is the most ballers I've seen in the lobby in forever.
The most ballers I've seen in the game easily this weekend.
I mean, I don't think we saw this many ballers in Europe when they were at 300 health. Europe has an affinity or like a particular hatred towards ballers rolling around.
We've made comments in the past about how they always seem to be fans of taking shots at players that are in ballers on the move when they have an opportunity to. Maybe a follow through here, the back-to-back, can't quite find it. But yeah, look at how many are left out on the field. This is a very rare sight for European qualifiers.
I mean, and it kind of compounds on top of itself, because the more players who are in ballers, they aren't going to take shots at each other. And if you're not going to waste shots on baller players, you're not going to eliminate them. So, but once the explodes start coming out, that's when things get dicey, because the RPGs can damage through the ballers, and with the 150 HP, one AR round into them, and then followed by an RPG can be a ton of damage. But now Pill is just going to go to work, ignore the ballers on the low ground, running around like they're a game of marbles, and he finds Trockley, and he finds Elocrats right after.
Back. 13 players left. Still on the rotation here, taking a chance to pop a mini. Does have the campfire, may or may not put it down. Not at this point. The Storm's too close to his back. He's going to have to push forward. Like you said, multiple ballers are still in play, and with players not jumping out and not having pressure applied to them, you're looking at way less than 11 people. The player count remaining, that's not the number that are actually forced to engage each other right now. The people in ballers are almost being ignored. The heavy snipe from behind, and Mavjo picks up an Elim, the push inside. He realizes
hears him.
Look at how many people are around in the same box.
And then said everybody goes up to the sky. No Elim coming out there. So all of a sudden, 3 up, 7 down. Talazeto on the ultimate high ground. Wesley Nutt and Blackso on the low ground. Jag ADX also on the mid tarp. Talazeto looking for shots. Has redeploy and the flint knock. Not going to find any. So ultimate high is going to be in his control. 10 players left, but he gets challenged.
One more all the way in the high ground. Just barely lost it. The flint knock flying up above. What a play. Takes the high ground back. Has ultimate high, looking down from above, only 29 builds. Has the redeploy to catch himself if he has to jump off, if he runs out of materials, but we'll see here in a second.
Somebody else just went up.
Yep, you heard it, there it is, the fish flying past. Felizito might take a shot. The flint knock kind of gets stuck in his own box for a second. This ADX dropping in Mexi from Loot Boy in the middle of your screen there. Tolzito still has the high ground, drops down to the next tarp. Mexi building out, trying to stay in the safe zone. This is the most players we've seen in a zone this tight in a long time. The Rift.
That's one. Is one player up in the rift. So you have one player up in the sky. Talazeto on ultimate high ground. Power, Psyches, and Blackso down the low. You have Talazeto in your top right. Power in your bottom right. Talazeto looking for it, and he finds Mexi out of the sky, and he gets the Cypher. Now he's dropping down with the redeploy, looking for Psychic on the campfire, and he finds it. Gets the Siphon, and it's enough to put him over the top for the victory royale. Talazito, you are mad indeed. The 2 Elims being the swing. 12 points there. Well done, sir.
The transition of the shot with the flint knock midair into an immediate descend, the redeploy to catch himself, and then the swap to the TAC AR and spray through the build while the player was sitting on top of both campfires. 200 IQ.
That was really well played from Talazeto. That's probably some of the best overall flint knock usage we've seen. We took high ground, I think, twice.
He did.
Going there, and then additionally picked up a sick Elim on the player out of the air with that heavy shot, and then dropped down. I mean, just well done.
Literally, you were saying he was unchallenged for high ground, immediately got challenged, and then used the flint knock on a single build out to take it back and force the player to drop. Well played. Well played indeed. What a loadout for the late game, too. Anyway, 43 players left. Next game, Europe.
42 players left.
42 players remaining. I just shouldn't say it sometimes. Looking for 41 players remaining here in a second. Someone trying to pick up another one. That was the first elimination for this player this game. By the way, quick reminder, 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. If you would like to queue in, you're in the European region, now's the time to do it. Those last couple in. This is the last week for solos to qualify to punch that ticket to New York City. Don't forget it.
And after that, there's no more solo spots. 8 more players will be advancing from Europe. We'll have 6 from NA East, 2 from NA West, and 1 coming out of Brazil. And then the solos competition will be completely rounded out. These are the final moments. Again, don't forget, we will go a little bit longer than the queue times because the average game of full Fortnite is about 26 minutes long. So you need to let everyone finish up, get all of those results tallied in, because every single time, it's going to come down to the last match of the server, those top point lobbies. And right now, Motor is trying to make a case to get into one of those lobbies as he's sitting in this cone looking for a peek. 42 players remaining, so again, everyone playing absurdly safe. Nobody wants to put themselves at risk, and Motor recognized that, trying to pile in on that player as Paquito and Freck get taken down, and we have our top 40, Tohaj, being taken down as well, and we're still 14 players away from the first placement threshold.
Get into the first full move circle here in a second. Circle 6 to 7, transition to the northwest. It'll be an interesting one, too. A number of players up on top of a hill. You see in the mini-map there, that left side based around the supply crate on the map. Holding the edit here. Motor trying to look out and see if there's anybody that might squeak out. He's looking back immediately behind him. I don't know if he realizes the player up above has an RPG. Oh, he does now. If he didn't before, surprise, there it is. A quick attempt. And the seal off, the close off of the edit there. Quick reset, well played from whoever that is inside.
Yeah, I just saw a nightmare situation where he had pushed out right after that for the shot and just accidentally stepped in front of the heavy sniper bullet. Now you can see that storm surge turning on right there. Motor more than fine, 502 above. Might regret popping that shadow zone since had a community launchpad placed right next to him, but he's...
Oh, I don't think he regrets it anymore. Honestly, Sundown, I think he's pretty happy about how that turned out. What a shot on rotation, a quick 180 in the combat to the dome, picks up an elim. Sundown's mouth is literally sitting open. You can't believe what he saw. That was ridiculous.
But one thing that players might not be aware of, he bunny hopped right there to get maximum distance. So what that is spamming your jump button right as you hit the ground to get a little bit of extra horizontal distance, and it carried him past the player. So he 180 and one hit him with the combat. That's what I talk about when, like, sometimes I feel like these guys are playing a different game than I am.
Oh,
yes, I know for a fact I can do all of those things.
That's not Fortnite. I don't know what that is, but that's not Fortnite. That's some craziness.
It's nuts. These guys pushing the envelope, but Mongrel, speaking of pushing the envelope, not going to pull a Mitro on the dual partner there, opens the door, gets over onto the side, and is desperately looking for every point he can. Doesn't want any interaction if he can avoid it. Will he find it? 2 HP? And he does! Motor gets taken down. 26 players remaining. Mongrel, that could have been your moment in the box. 2 HP. Erosi gets Aki. That's 2 more points going over for him. That could be huge. That could be it. And now Mongrel on the side of the zone, back up to 75 HP. What can he do with it? Will the siphon in the mats be enough? 70 materials on the side of the zone. 24 players left. Less than 5 minutes left in the queue times. If you want to go to New York City, you show up right now. And unfortunately, Mongrel is out. Let's see if he can get another queue as the rest of the match is now running. Provoked up on the high ground. You see Stompy, Martez also hanging out. Martez trying to take the high ground away, but SB Almond is up there as we hit the second placement threshold. Top 15 now.
Stompy picking up another elimination in the feed. Provoked at 3 eliminations from Fnatic here. Stompy picking up actually another one. Stompy absolutely owning the feed. Provoked trying to box up, stay alive, very edge of the zone. Takes the chance, an opportunity to pop that slurp and get a little bit of a tick. Moves forward, trying to top off the HP. Players fighting underneath him, looking for a chance to establish a base of operations on the move here. And it's going to be difficult. Does get the mini off, though. Looking for players from behind. Very common tactic here. You get into a safe area where even if it might be 3-4 meters, catches someone in the face with that combat shotgun. You look for any chance for a quick whip back, anybody moving in from the outside of the storm, because they're the ones that they're forced to move in. You can't sit out there. And so even if you have 3, 4, 5 feet ahead of them, you can look back and get a shot off and pick up an elimination. 40 seconds left on that European queue. Get in those games if you're going to try and get the last ones in. Quick edit, a peek through. Cubex gets tapped one time, very low. Now you have to remember there's a 60-second window after that damage where if storm damage maybe claims that player gets an elimination, it's going to count for provoked. Dropping in here, 8 players left. Quick swap, shot, back to back, and MQ goes down. Looking for another, players underneath on rotation. Quick edit down, a push in, finds another on the outside. One more, looks for another, gets it. Stompy gets another. 3 eliminations, the triple in the feed, and there's 3 players left. Provoke on the ultimate low ground right now. 1 mini pop, moves all the way to the edge, pops.
First
campfire down.
He's getting pressure from both sides now, and this is the top 3. Can't find the shot. It's AIM Cubex who gets it. That's 52 points for Provoked. And again, each one of these elims, each one of them matters more when you're in these high points lobby. Martaz on the high ground, Cubex on the low ground, 39 to 49 points. Martaz wants to close this out. 27 builds to the 0 of Cubex, and that's going to be it. Martaz closes that one out. 43 points so far. Queue times are closed. The last matches will be coming in, but for now, we're going to throw it back on over to Courage, who's in the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, that is it for the queues out in Europe. You see how dramatic it can be in these final moments. We still have more games to bring you. We want to make sure you get caught up to speed on those exact last matches, but I know, Zeke, we've had some things you were taking a look at that you want to show everyone at home.
Yeah, man, let's do this. We've got some cool clips as we make our way into the station. Just some really fun clips that I wanted to take a moment to talk about. Wolfsies, of course, just had a dope flick shot. Look at that, over on Violin, and just absolutely incredible. This is the level of skill. And I just want to highlight his rifling skills and just the way he approaches this fight. He knows the players down below, no builds, and you can just see he's using that brick floor, just ducking behind, making sure it's absorbing as much damage as possible. Airwalks. This is someone for me that I truly believe, and I want to see go to the World Cup Finals, especially with the last opportunity. Him and his duo partner Nikov have already qualified in duos, right? We even know his other teammates, Kinstar and Hunter, have also qualified. The difference is that Kinstar right now is the only member from Solary that is qualified for the solo format, and Airwalks is looking to do the same. We're going to watch this incredible spree. Just look at the way he's navigating all this density, right? His game sense and his awareness is on point. He's going to pick up 8 elimination total in this run. Now, unfortunately, he does not end up getting the Victory Royale, but just look at this. He's unbelievable. Once he gets going, it's very difficult for him, for anyone to stop him. Now, we're going to see his untimely demise here. He is going to go and try and challenge a player. He's going to pick them off, and he does get traded back out. Now, keep in mind, though, he did make top 5, so he still got the points from that. Now, Tolecito, we saw this incredible play. I thought this was incredible because he used the flintlock to shut down Mexi up on the high ground. And then just look at the HP from everyone else. He has HP advantage. He's so confident. He's just going to dive down and try and go for the challenge. Even if the player had traded out, he would have been in a pretty good state either way. So it was a pretty good game for these players. I mean, it's finals day. You know everyone's showing up big, making plays.
Insane right there. To have the confidence to drop on down, redeploy. But guys, I'm not going to hold this up. We've got our final games from the European region. Who will make it to the Fortnite World Cup Finals? Let's find out.
Thank you so much, Courage. Also, just want to give a shout out real quick to the guy running the AR wall. Whoever picked the screen that was right there, the way the 2 lines lined up with the black floor.
That was actually
it looked, I was sitting here and I'm like, all right, that's a cool shot. So, you know, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. We give a bunch of love to the observers. Give him some love right there. Great screen. But now we're on board. Again, these are the absolute final matches. Queue times are done. We are in Europe, 8 spots up for grabs for the Fortnite World Cup Final. This is your last opportunity. If you are one of the best, you need to prove it right now, or you will not be on that stage. You won't be playing with Tfue, with X2 Jordan, with Stompy, and 6J trying to make a case for being there as he picks up Zegrin and then gets on his rotation.
Absolutely ridiculous. Between games there, while everybody was watching the quick replay analysis, Sundown and I were talking about the different regions and just how certain aspects of each region stand out, and I think it's unanimous agreement that Europe has some of the best technical Fortnite and some of the most aggressive play that I think we've ever seen, and it is so much fun to talk about and so much fun to watch because these players are playing on a level that I don't think you have to imagine back in the day when Fortnite was, you know, it was the battle royale portion was in its, you know, early days. No one imagined the game would get to this. You can't possibly have said, oh yeah, one day we're gonna watch players, you know, the technical skill and building and quickly editing and dropping in through floors and pushing walls and doing all these things, everything that they do. No one would have imagined it was going to come to this, the quick edits and push through Kais and picking up the first Elam. It's things like this. You could not have told me this is what Fortnite was going to evolve into. And you have to admit, whether you love or hate the game, no matter what you think about it, how things have changed and grown is fantastic to see. People are really pushing the technical skill that I think Fortnite has to offer in a way that no one could have predicted.
I mean, it's actually absurd to me, and like I said, I've been able to be a part of the process from playtesting through all of this.
You've been around since the beginning.
Yeah, I've never would have fathomed that players were doing this. I think one of the first things when I saw this, I was like, oh, it's good because you can be aggressive because you can like build at someone in your own cover. You don't just like hide behind a wall and stuff. And now it turns into, instead, these guys are building literal tunnels and mansions and skyscrapers in the span of 2 seconds. I think one of the plays we saw yesterday with the player, 1 by 1, threw a trap down, edited a ramp, and shot all in the span of 0.2 seconds. So I'm like, all right, you're playing a different game than me. Yeah, right there. Sky taking away Yarkos' ceiling with a single shot, double replaces it, double edits down, and then pushes in the space of nearly a half second. He gets it 50, or I was about to say 57, but 60 points now as the top 15 does
literally just
take over. The player gets taken down, and Skype is creeping up into that qualification range. Again, top 8 players will go, and this is the last shot. How they earn the points: top 25 is 3, top 15 is 5, top 5 is 7, the victory royale is 10. Each elim is 1, and Skype certainly knows that. He's been playing absurdly aggro. If he hits you, he wants to go.
You saw for just a second in there a quick attempt at maybe a heavy sniper shot, but he realized it wasn't loaded, opted back to try and push through the ramp instead. Very quick thinking on Skype's part. The swap out for the combat shotgun instead of the tac. Pretty common there. Player looting inside, but Skype more focused on rotation and position, as placement points will be everything for a player that is this close to making it to New York City.
That was so good by him to go around the back side of that building so he could extend the shadow bomb timer up to now get up to the mid tarp. You have Light up on the high ground, 13 up Nay, now just dropping down on the tarp below Skite. So Skite is on secondary high, but he's boxed up right now. Light's gonna begin to work top down, as we still have a number of ballers who are going to begin to get shot out as we head towards the second placement threshold. Kinzo gets taken down there, and Light continues to rain shots down onto these ballers, saying, hey, you gotta play Fortnite with the rest of us. Burn your mask, get out of there. Top 15 is on the board. John22 on Twitch picks up Calzo. Uno OG goes down, and Light continues to check his top, make sure he's safe, and then rain shots down. Dalo gets taken out as we get closer and closer to the top 10.
12 players remaining. Light still ultimate high ground. Skype right underneath, and I believe I saw for a moment Benji Fishy was in this game, but it looks like he's been eliminated at this point. Kaizen on the ultimate low ground, gonna have to take an opportunity to heal up if possible. 9 players left, and Light is looking for a peak shot on a player in rotation, trying to challenge potentially the high ground. The pyramid of the play underneath kind of signals to me maybe not pushing up just yet, and I think Light realizes that, taking a chance to look down at maybe other players in the move, and yeah, he sees another one. There's a scent of potentially elimination. Light getting challenged for high ground now.
It's Rapti. Rapti's going for it and then drops back down, realizing he's not going to be able to take it. Pops the shadow form and goes all the way down to the far side. We're nearing the top 5. Now, one thing to keep an eye on, look at the points next to the names. 56 on Light, 64 on Skype. This is for a trip to New York City, as Light is able to pick up 59 there. They want everything they can. 6 Shades gets Rapti, but Skype trades it right back out and loops back into the zone. Skype on the edge of the mountain tries to find the jump pad, and he gets it going to the sky. Light trades out Miles on the top, so now 60 to 67 points, but Skype on 55 HP. Light pops the shadow bomb. What's he gonna do? Opts to drop down, so now Skype has to know he's down there. Skype has no mobility. Storm ticks it over. Light gets the elim credit as well, and that's gonna push him up to 64 as well, so evens it up. We're getting down to the final moment.
Depending on where this was in their games played, we're looking at 64 and 67 players for Light and Skype respectively. That potentially could have been a prevention for Skype to make it to New York City, or pushing Light all the way close enough to qualify if he has a game left. People have to realize these end games, when you see players at those point counts fighting it out for the victory royale, it can mean the difference. We saw it, I think, last week in NA East, a team just literally fighting the last second, the very last match, and the fact that one team took the win is what put them in the placement to make the New York City.
It was week 6 duos, and it was RBK versus the Cooler Boys. The Cooler Boys, the Cooler Boys ended up winning the 2v2 from the low ground, got the victory royale, and the 3-point difference from the victory royale, not even the elims, was enough to deny the RBK Boys the spot. So when we talk about high impact eliminations, high impact engagements, and everyone mattering, when the queues are closed, these are the last matches on the server, so not exactly live, but about 5 to 10 minutes delayed, you are deciding your trips, you're deciding other people's fates, and these are the moments when you need to clutch up. We've talked about before, you don't have to be the best, but you need to be better than the person across from you. And when you're dealing with the best of the best in a trip to New York City, that's still got to be really good.
Yeah. And that's why I'm here behind the desk and not at the game.
I mean, I'm so glad these guys are so good. They make our job so incredibly easy.
And like, so much fun.
If the gameplay was really difficult, it'd be hard, but it's so hype. You guys are so good. Just shout out again one time, #Fortnite World Cup, to all of the players who have competed in the arena, in the tournaments, on Saturday, on Sunday. Thank you so much for doing this and making incredible plays and giving us this opportunity.
I do want to say too that one of the most common, I think, criticisms of competitive Fortnite is typically... the shots through. Kills only's almost finding that Elim. Gets one big hit. Can't quite find the second. Exotics does pick that Elim up. I was going to say, one of the most common criticisms of competitive Fortnite is, everybody's sitting in 1-by-1s, not doing anything. You know, it's kind of slow play from time to time. I want them to pull this stream up and watch through these European games. Let us get to NA East and NA West and just how much pressure they apply at times. We literally just saw a player run out, push through a box with a heavy snipe, and push inside and get an elimination, feeding into like window edits and shots through there with the combat shotgun. Competitive Fortnite, there's tension, there's action, there's pressure applied from every angle sometimes. You really have to dig in and watch long durations of this to see all the craziness that happens, because people are elevating the gameplay every time we watch it.
There's so many nuances, and I think the best part for me is every single day there's something new somebody is doing to push the envelope.
Yep.
There's always something somebody finds that is able to do. In every patch that comes out, somebody finds a new combination, or there's something that's slightly better, as Excite has now picked up 6 Elims in this match. We've seen 3 of them.
Woo!
We've now seen 4 of them going to work with the legendary AR and the Shadow Bombs on the rotation, getting himself over to the sides of zones and then posting up and taking shots. You can notice, again, one thing, when you box up on an opponent's material, go over and up a grid space. You never want to be on the same level or one wall away from somebody else. Make them break 2 walls every single time, always.
You're asking to get pushed quickly if you land side by side, especially if you're about to force a fight for a wall. Excite looking for shots here on players in the rotation. A little bit ahead inside the circle. A rocket coming in a quick close. The close off the edit. Good reset there. He's going to catch it before it blows him up. Looking back behind. Player rotating the outside. He sees the silhouette. Watching for the shot. Takes it. Gets it. Voxy goes down up to 198 total HP and 8 eliminations. We'll get a top 15 here in one more player needs to go down. Excite the forefront of the storm now. Waiting his time. Trying to wait for that Shadow Bomb to tick out so we can box up.
This is an incredible game so far from Excite. With that pushing over, he's on a 13-point match right now. Let's look at the rest of the lobby. Artur up on the high ground. You have Miko, Lars, Lawboom, Motor, and Zyfler all on the mid-tarp. Rest of the players on the low ground. You see Noodle Kongan just get ticked over from the storm there. Motor going to begin to work top down, sitting on 41 points. Gets the headshot, knows there's white damage there. Player in the box, sees him get eliminated, but he wants to continue moving forward. That was Maxa and Excite, who both just got picked up, and Motor is completely out of builds with no elims. He has to find something or has to find a way to drop down. Luckily, a player building on the tarp beneath sees the Shadow Bomb drop, and he's going to use the Pine Tree to not take fall damage. Find Go-Go's on the side, and also gets all of his mats and a med kit on 80 HP. That could be huge. You have the ability with the campfire, but he's dealing with such limited ammunition in terms of the small rounds. Lawboom goes down to Artur, and we get closer and closer to the final placement threshold before the victory royale. Motor opts to pop the campfire early. If he goes to full 100, this could end up being detrimental to him trying to medkit if we go to full heal. However, don't think that's going to happen with 90 seconds left. Antaret gets Miko, and we're into the top 5.
44 points right now for Motor. Pressure from above. Gonna have to box up and wait. See if anybody can make the move. Like you said, a big material pickup just moments ago for Motor, but not enough ammunition to make a difference. Artur on the ultimate high drops down and reconnects quickly. Very important move there. You see he places a couple services and builds his way back up. Quick shotty shot. Anthrax trying to apply pressure. Player drops in, shots on the outside, gets Lars. Gonna have to rotate into the zone quickly as that storm is ticking for 10. 3 players left and pressure from underneath. Anthrax sitting on 2 builds, 15 bandages, but it's not gonna be enough to keep himself safe unless he picks up this Elim, maybe some materials. 2 big hits, can't quite find the elimination. Gonna try and get ahead of the build. Shot from above, pressure from the third party, and Motor picks up that elimination. A 1v1 heads up situation. Motor at a huge disadvantage in the storm, ticking slowly, and Artur sitting on enough builds maybe to apply pressure. Down to 10 now, the drop in, and finds the elimination. Only 2, but it still gets the job done. A 12-point victory royale pushes Artur to 42 points thus far.
And again, don't forget, with the prize pool being doubled this week, even if you don't get one of those qualification spots there, the money is doubled in every single one of the placements of each one of those interactions. Could be the
Así que bueno, dale. Nos vemos. Estoy aburridísimo. Con ganas de jugar. Tengo ganas de pelear. Adiós. Wow. Por fin, y mira dónde, qué tengo solo. Mira, mira, mira vos, mira vos. Mira vos. Luna, ¿qué te estás comiendo? ¿Qué te comas? Pensé que se estaba comiendo algo, pero no, está chupando el piso. Está chupando el piso y listo. Te paso, para no aburrirme. Mira, mira, se me pone rapidísimo el mundial. Bueno, por lo menos ahora me cargó. Escala, 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 escala. Mierda, mierda, mierda. Dale. Bueno, por lo menos me hizo una kill.
Piensa rápido. Baja con un ojo.
Me pegó en la rodilla, así que no me va a sacar un ojo, me va a sacar una rodilla. Dale, dale, que no te ponga mundial. Dale.
Hola, Matías.
Hola, Silvacut.
¿Qué pasa, boludo? Oh, ¿qué onda, qué onda?
Silvacut,
Yo quiero esa espada.
te quiero decir algo que me pasó. Mira, ayer me completé la
¿Qué te pasó?
ayer me completé la semana 5 y, o sea, me completé la semana 5 y fui a por la estrella que está en el castillo de Lomas Lúgubres. Fui, la agarré y caí con una Rox fase 5 y un Leviatán. Y el Leviatán me quiso matar y la Rox me ayudó a matar al Leviatán. La Rox mató al Leviatán y yo estaba a 20 de vida y dejé que la Rox me mate. Ella no quería matarme, por eso quería que me suicide porque construyó una escalera altísima. ¿Y querés decir que lo que hice? Le rompí la escalera y la maté. Le rompí la escalera y la maté. Después de eso dejé que me maten y salí de la partida y la Rox que yo me maté, o sea, la Rox que yo me maté por caída, me manda solicitud de amistad.
What the...
La Rox me maté de
¿Le
caída.
aceptaste?
Sí, se lo acepté. Por ahora no está haciendo nada. Pero yo pensaba que me iba a cagar. Yo pensaba que me iba a rebardear, o sea, a gritar, así, me iba a empezar a regritar. Segurísimo.
¿Tú vas a ver los directos de Robles?
Los directos, no lo voy a ver. Lo único que sé es
Yo sí
que
los voy a ver.
estuve
Me encanta
una hora,
Robles.
estuve una hora viendo el mundial y, o sea, me reaburrí, por eso me puse a jugar. Estuve una hora viendo el mundial.
Sí, aburre un poco. ¡Ostras! Estoy jugando el de Guerra de Espadas.
Yo también lo estoy jugando. Yo lo estoy jugando yo solo. O sea, el modo de
Todo mi
escuadrón y
equipo tiene una espada. Todo mi equipo.
Yo lo estoy jugando yo solo, este modo de escuadrón y yo lo estoy jugando solo.
Ah. Mande.
Allá a lo lejos hay un maldito ruina
Adita.
que casi me
Edita.
mata. Me hace... ¡Uy!
¡Ostras!
Me dio alto francazo el ruina. Digo, no, el tipo alto francazo.
Oye, francazo.
No, dale, 21
Hola,
de vida, estoy muerto, estoy muerto.
Ah, hola, Bere.
Estoy muerto. Silvacun, ¿ya terminaste la partida?
Estamos a punto de terminar. Nos faltan 3 y ya. Es un escuadrón.
Bueno, voy a esperar acá en la sala y así me invitas y jugamos.
Sí, estoy jugando con un amigo, con Bere.
Ok.
Con Bere Killer.
O sea, el que se unió. Sí. Bueno, entonces, de paso, voy a jugar el jueguito este de que te pone cuando ves el mundial.
Ostras, Pedrín. Era un bolancho normal. Sí, el juego, sí. Yo soy de los mejores.
Sí, yo también.
Adivina cuántos puntos tengo.
Pero vamos a hablar con ellos, ¿no? Víctor.
No. ¡Ostras! Ok, voy a poner chat del juego, Voy a poner chat del juego, Matías.
Anda.
Oh, Luciana, estás haciendo el minijuego viendo la World Cup.
Sí. O sea que está viendo mi directo.
Sí.
Ok. Igual a mí no me pone que nadie me estuviera viendo. Antes me había hecho tipo unos... Antes me había hecho unos 92.000 y
Ahora
después
me marca como que te estoy viendo.
Bueno, a mí ahora sí me marca. Me había hecho antes de hacer directo me hizo unos 92.000 literal. Me hizo unos 92.000 puntos y me
cambiar este directo y conseguir los Fortnites que te faltan?
Mira, solo me
Y
falta
los
un
sacas a
Fortnite.
Silvacutia.
Solo me falta un Fortnite. De los que se agarran los Fortnite que tenés que ir a tal lugar y agarrarlo, solo me falta uno, que es el que salió hoy.
Ah, el 65.
Sí,
entonces.
ese.
Ah, bueno, ni también jugamos. Y vamos a conseguirlo. Lo busco por YouTube, el tema es que me voy a tener que salir de tu directo.
Bueno, no importa, no importa. Igual te puedo seguir escuchando por
Ahí.
el grupo.
Ay, man.
Rápido, que me matan las hamburguesas.
Ah, ese minijuego está buenísimo. ¿Te darán alguna recompensa?
No sé, pero ¿por qué dice mayores puntuaciones Banano Jones y jugador 1? ¿Qué significa eso?
Eso, son los jugadores, ¿no viste? Que en el tráiler... ¿Por qué John Wick te parece así?
Porque ahora parece así.
Fue recopado.
Bueno, vayamos
¡No! Creo que es la primera skin que hace eso.
Bueno, para mí, me gustaría mucho que pongan la pistola silenciada legendaria de vuelta. Bueno,
Para,
decime
cuál es tu conjunto. Ahí está. Ahora somos iguales. Solo que yo soy el bien peinadito.
Bueno, para que me mato a la hamburguesa jefe.
Ok. Te voy a decir. Mientras...
Vayamos a chat de grupo.
Dale. Te invito. Y únete.
Listo.
A ver si ahora sí. Ya, que empiece.
Invítame.
Sí, te vamos a invitar. Claro. Ey, pelea de espadas.
No.
No, ya estoy jugando
Sí.
ya estoy jugando con Kevin y Corey.
Ah.
Hola.
Oh, Axus, hola.
Hola.
O sea... No, pero ¿por qué te habías ido? Querías jugar salva. Le contaron que tenías salva.
¿Por qué tiene una pistola silenciada el John Wick?
Sí, tiene una pistola
No sé,
silenciada.
Wow.
Oigan, Víctor,
Mande.
¿es bueno tu amigo?
Sí, es bueno.
Dale, mato al jefe
Oiga, güey, ¿quién es el mejor de este grupo? Le quiero echar un 1 contra 1, un 2 contra 1, un 3 contra 1, como quieran.
Santi.
Ah, mi amigo hizo el saxofón triste.
No, te compraste el baile. Santi, si querés
Únete.
El mejor de este equipo, no sé, bro.
Únete, ¿no?
si querés que tenga mi conjunto, tengo las hachas
Te invité y no te uniste.
Tengo las hachas armoniosas, el paracaídas en aleatorio.
Oigan, ¿quién es el más pro, el más otaku de aquí?
Pues obviamente yo, güey, no
Me
mames.
molesta que digan que otaku sea pro, porque otaku es cuando que te guste la cultura japonesa y el anime.
Eso no es verdad, compañero.
Claro que es verdad.
Es verdad en un sentido, pero no es solamente eso ser otaku.
Ah, bueno. Que no sé.
Vale, ¿quién dijo que obviamente yo es otaku? ¿Quién dijo eso?
Matías.
¿Qué?
Expulsa a Axos.
No
Yo que tú no harías eso.
Banana.
Yo también soy bueno, bro. No se te suma la fana, bro.
Queremos jugar un escuadrón nada más.
Que no se te suba la pinche fama, cabrón.
Dios.
A mí no se me está subiendo la fama, nada más que yo si quiero, ahora
Axus,
puedo poner 50. Si quieres,
pues
quieres
deja
apostar.
decir que si te va perdemos, así que tú tranquilo, bro. Que no están solos.
Y tú también.
Hacer lo de ayer, ¿te acordás que de la nada le frenaste el wifi a un tipo?
Póngale listo.
Listo,
Santi,
ahí se van a dar cuenta. Espera que se pongan en partida y ¡pac! Ahí.
Santi,
¿Qué pasa?
¿querés que me une y jugamos con Brian?
Giovanni,
No sé. Quería jugar con Nacho Salvo. ¿Querías jugar Salvo?
Giovanni.
Invítame. Ahí está.
Giovanni,
Dale, Brian.
Giovanni. Acepta la solicitud. Acepta la solicitud de Fortnite. De Play.
No le hables de eso.
Acepta la solicitud de Play.
¿Con quién hablas tú, Víctor? Tu ubicación y todo eso. Víctor, ¿con quién hablas?
Con Giovanni.
¿El de la privada?
Para,
Sí.
¿Va a jugar?
No lo sé.
Para silenciar.
Como que salió, no sé.
Silvacotia de...
Oigan, ¿no quieren jugar conmigo o qué pasa? Veré, únete, por favor.
jugando
Pero otro momento,
mientras esperamos a Brian, yo voy a jugar el minijuego de las hamburguesas. Para que primero voy a hacer algo. Ahí está. Voy a jugar el minijuego de las
Y a lo mejor falta ver con personas porque llevo 28 kills. Espérate, bro, espérate. Que quedan 16 y llevo 38. Espérate un momento que llevo 28, que quedan 16. Estate quieto.
Santi, ponete a hacer el minijuego de... Ponete a hacer el minijuego del mundial, porque como el trailer Jones y Pidi lo jugaban a la vez, capaz que se puede jugar de a dos, no sé.
Bueno. ¿Cuántos puntos tienen en la arena ustedes?
Yo soy División 5.
A mí me gusta más la arena por el motivo que me regenera 50 de vida. Yo llevo 1258 puntos en la arena.
No sé.
Yo he hecho 1 contra 1. He puesto 500 por favor.
Estoy jugando acá normal el jueguito este y escucho ahí a los tipos de Epic Games gritando.
Sí, pero espérate un momento que estoy en una partida solo y después llevo 28 kills por ahí.
Dios mío, no, nunca me habían tirado a 4, siempre me tiraron a 3. 1, 2, 3, ahí está.
Y llevan todo tipo de cuenta.
Vamos, por fin. Jefe inmortal.
Baja puto, porque te quedas arriba. Qué desgraciado. Te quedas arriba. GG, bro. La gané con 29 kilos, ¿ves? No mames, el último pendejo suicidó. Estaba directito por mi canal. Guardar videoclip.
Bueno, ya pues me meto acá porque voy a hacer algo.
¿Quién quería?
La gente está jugando el juego de la pizza.
Es más, hasta si abandonas, fuiste. Tipo, decirle chao a tu cuenta. De hecho, este chavo se dedica a vender cuentas.
Trepiola.
Dios. Lo más parte es que, por lo menos,
Listo.
a mí me cae bien. Pero ayer se me unió un grupo que está con el mío. Y tipo nos empezó a amenazar a todos.
Congratulations again, brother.
De hecho, nos dijo dónde vivíamos. A cada uno.
Le piola.
Es más, no sé cómo carajo lo hace porque... Yo también podría
Magia negra.
adivinarlo.
Magia negra de Google Maps.
Luciano, ¿me escuchás? Luciano, ¿me escuchás?
Adentro. Luciano está haciendo cosas.
Estoy viendo el mundial. Igual ya puse listo.
Deja de ver el mundial, Gil.
No, dale.
Pero si ya puse listo. Me hiciste sacar el
Igual no te
mundial.
entra. ¿Alguien tiene el emparejamiento? Queda, no sé cómo se
Micro porque duele.
No sé yo.
Axos, ¿sabes dónde vivís? Vos y vos.
Ey, no me fijé, ¿estamos jugando escuadrón normal o pelea de espadas?
Escuadrón normal.
Escuadrón normal, ok.
Ey,
¿Qué?
le voy a decir a Calunicorey
¿Qué hay único rey?
que se ponga en el chat del juego.
Pero si ya como este juego. Ah, ok.
Ya le dije.
Ok, porque Santi, el único rey está en chat del grupo todavía.
El otro.
A pico.
Ok.
Vamos a pico, o sea, de sin arma o a pico volar.
Ah, no sé, los dos.
Ah, se fue a ver.
Ey, me gustaría saber cómo es que va a salir el monstruo de abajo del agua.
Va a salir saliendo, no sé cómo.
Seguramente el monstruo va a levantar la isla de Fornite.
No, para mí que no.
Estaría
No sé.
picardo, ¿no?
Yo no tengo idea, la verdad es que no me interesa el tipo de juego Fortnite una vez cada 3 meses.
¿Qué pasó?
Un tipo me sacó
bien.
tormentas y lo tiró y ahora
Vení
está
acá, Gil.
muriendo.
Vení acá, Gil, me encontré un chabón sin pico. Ah, bueno, ya corrió y no se fue. No sé dónde... La puta que te parió.
Tengo el invierte de tormentas. Tengo el invierte de tormentas.
Ponlo donde está el Fornexux.
Da igual, no me arreglan, total tipo. Nada.
Sí, ponlo.
Pará, que estoy abajo
ya tengo
de pico
escopeta.
polar, no llego.
Ya puedo ir por esto.
Estoy abajo de todo pico polar, me caí porque a mí me tiraron con un invierte de tormentas en la cara.
Voy por este sub. ¡Ostras! Me llevo
no.
por el otro lado.
Voy a ver si puedo subir. Voy a venir a esto de acá que así subo.
Agarra mi tarjeta también, ¿eh?
Sí.
No,
voy a tirar
a todos.
A los tres, en serio. No voy a tirar el invierte de tormentas porque
no,
si
siempre
no,
se
me va a sacar vida a mí.
Oh, sí subes.
Y
Mira, llegó.
llego. Santi abandonó. Pensó que ya estaba muerto. Dios, no me deja saltar. Está.
Dale, capo.
Silva,
Corre.
¿puedes ir a chat?
Corre, la tarjeta de la suya. Su tarjeta.
No llego.
Recién me salió en la partida.
A tu izquierda, cuidado.
Que no tiene problema en frenarnos la partida.
¡Oh, no!
La agarré la tarjeta.
Espera ahí. Rotea.
¿O no?
No. Luciano, con cuidado, Luciano.
Ran.
¡Ew! Para que se le quite. Él me mató. Con una granada de sombra.
Bueno, te agarró toda la escuadra.
Sí, por lo menos me mata al mismo tipo dos veces. Santi, ¿por qué abandonaste si yo seguía vivo? ¿Qué cosa?
Tirar directo al micrófono.
No estoy respirando, sino que me estoy moviendo con la silla.
Luciano,
¿Qué?
descarga Dauntless. Doble S. En serio, te va a encantar. Vas a tener un vicio gigante. Yo tengo un vicio gigante.
A ver, ¿De qué se trata el juego?
Otra vez es como si fuera League of Legends, pero haz de cuenta, es como de cacería, ¿sabes? De monstruos y todo eso, y tú eres como, no es como cavernícola, pero es como Fornite, es de Epic Games, es gratis. No necesitas.
Sí, es que me voy a registrar en Spotify.